Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now, in this video, I'm going to discuss a new interview with Jasmin Savoy Brown, who played Mindy in Scream 5 and Scream 6. Now, she shares very openly about her current status of returning to play her character, Mindy Meeks, who is, of course, the niece of Randy Meeks in the Scream universe. So, amidst all of the uncertainty right now around Scream 7, and there is a ton of that, Jasmin shares more information from her perspective that we can consider and ponder on what its impact may be on the film itself and the status of what is happening with Spyglass on the studio side of things as well. So, let's dive in to Jasmin's comments right now. Let's go!
Hi everyone, this is Mathieu Kadar, and I'm the ghost face in the opening scene in Scream 6. And yes, I'm the one who kills Samara Weaving, and you're watching Craven Something Scary.
So, The Hollywood Reporter posted an article on their website featuring Jasmin Savoy Brown and highlighting her comments made during a recent interview with Entertainment Tonight. Now, the article opens up with the following. Jasmin Savoy Brown's future in the Scream franchise is up in the air after the actress said the movie studio Spyglass hasn't been in touch about her potentially returning. When asked about whether she'd return for the next installment, which lost leads Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, as well as director Christopher Landon late last year, Brown shared that no one had reached out to her. Quote, "I haven't gotten a call, so I think if you want to ask Spyglass what they're doing, you can." She said, "I haven't gotten a call." Okay, so just taking, Jasmin's comments at face value, which is, no reason not to. So she has yet to receive a call to even talk about returning to the film as Mindy Meeks. And it was interesting because I think this is a reflection of two things. Number one of the things that I've been saying for a little bit now, it's the best thing Spyglass can do is just slow down and take some time. Like literally, take months, not just weeks, but take a few months and just have no movement, no announcements. Just let Scream 7 sit and just get some distance between everything that's happened with Melissa and then Jenna leaving and Christopher Landon leaving. So time is, I think, on the side of the studio in terms of extending this out so that people can begin to think about other things. They start to move on. And while you never forget, it's not so raw. It's not so close to the events. And I think that's the smart thing to do. And I think that's what they're doing. I think that the studio is slowing down. There's you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to take our time. Let's take a few months, and then we're going to revisit this and come back with a vengeance later in the year as we've gotten away from the time that these events all happened. I think the general mainstream audience will be a lot more receptive at that point in time, and it'll be more in the past and more of a memory than it will be like it just happened. That's a big deal. So I think that's part of it. And the other thing I think it's a part of it too is that they're writing it. The fact that they're writing a script, James Vanderbilt, Guy Busick, they're having to rewrite the movie. They're writing a new script, a new story. So it may just be a situation where they're trying to determine if they want to have Mindy Meeks back in the movie. Are they going to have either her or Chad? They may decide to let the core four be in the past with, Melissa and Jenna not coming back as of right now. And they may decide just to leave it that way. I mean, it's come down to that story as well. They haven't yet determined what the status is for Mindy, or in this case, Jasmine, but the character Mindy. So that I think is also possibly in play. So you have two things. You've got I think the time and distance that they want to start, separating themselves from the events over time, and the story itself. Now, when speaking about being a part of the core four, specifically, Jasmine opened up and shared the following. Said that during the interview with E.T., Brown also celebrated her time with the Scream franchise and castmates Barrera Ortega and Mason Gooding. Quote, I think that everything that we did, the core four, is amazing and important and should be celebrated forever. I'm glad that we got to capture that on screen, and I'm proud to have 4 people of color in that horror film, she said. I'll forever be proud of that. End quote. So yeah, I mean, and rightfully so. I mean, the core four, whether you liked them or not, they represented the new Scream, the new cast of Scream, the new direction, starting with Scream 5 and then continuing 6 that the writers were going for. So yeah, I mean, and listen, look, there were enjoyable moments for sure, and I was always a fan of Jenna Ortega in the role, and also Mason Gooding. Melissa Barrera, I was not a big fan of her in 5. You guys know that. I've said it many times. But she, I thought, really raised it up to the next level in Scream 6. And I was the first to give her a lot of props for that performance. So, yeah, I mean, then Mindy, like I say, Mindy had her moments. I've never have been a big fan of the character, and some of her dialogue was great, and there were some moments that I did enjoy, and she's a great actress. So it's nothing to do with Jasmine. It's just how the character of Mindy was written I was not a big fan of, especially the over the top delivery in the park in Scream 6 of the rules was just, that to me was just way too much. But again, that's how I think it was written. She was directed to do it that way. So it's more of a reflection on the writing than it is on Jasmine, of course. But having said all of that, she certainly should be proud of it. I mean, it was, great performances by the core four. And Scream 5 has its moments as well. It's not a bad movie. But Scream 6, I thought, really did elevate, from where they were in 5. Even though there are some problems with the plot and the script, I thought it was a more enjoyable movie for me, at least personally. It's a lot more rewatchable for me than 5. But yeah, to be a part of that new Scream group, heck yeah, I mean, be proud of it. I think that's cool. She has every right to be. And one thing I just want to mention real quick before I wrap up, and that last quote from her, it has a ring of closure to it. Did you notice that? Like how she's talking about how she'll forever be proud of that and it should always be celebrated. Now, it could just be because Melissa and Jenna, at least right now, are no longer part of Scream 7. So even if she comes back with Mason, it will just be the two of them. So that group, that core group of 4, is most likely never going to be together again, or at least not for 7. However, I think it may also reflect a little bit of her current feelings about Scream 7, and that maybe, whether or not she believes she'll be a part of the film. It certainly sounded very, very final based on these comments here anyway. And it just gives the sense that she may be feeling it's over for the character of Mindy. Certainly the core 4 is over. I think we all agree on that. And that may be all she's reflecting here. That could just be strictly on the core 4 as a group. But I'll also say I would not dismiss her comments as possibly her reflecting publicly that she feels she will not return to the franchise, that they're not going to bring her back. It could easily be both of those sentiments together, and that we're seeing her express in this interview. But her comments, like saying, "Hey, call Spyglass and if you want to find out what's going on," certainly seems like, she doesn't feel potentially like she's going to be back. That's just my feeling from reading her comments. But I'm going to leave it there because I now want to know what you think. You know what I think now. I want to know what you think about Jasmin's comments regarding Scream 7 and her possible involvement or lack thereof in the film. I want to know your thoughts, any ideas you have, and any theories you may have or you're cooking up over there about Scream 7 and how Mindy may or may not be a part of it. So start leaving your comments below right now in the comments section so we can discuss it together. I always enjoy reading, I always enjoy reading your comments and ideas. So please leave them now. All right. Well, that's all for this update, guys, but I'll be back soon with more Scream and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.